That's the time. Feel like making dreams come true. Oh, babe. Do you know? 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 Do you know?
I was always like just trying to find samples that I would want to flip, regardless of how many times it was flipped or who did it before me or whatever. I just never looked at it, music making, as a competition of any sort. It's just art, you know. I'm not trying to compete with any other artists or anything. I'm just trying to make the music that I like, that I think it would be like worth listening to, you know. If I hear a sample I want to sample, I don't care what it is. I'm just gonna do it, you know. It's always gonna be in my own way too, you know. So as long as you do it in a creative way, you know, you can always recycle in art, you know. It's like collage sampling, especially, like combining like samples from 7, 8 different songs from different musical, you know, eras. So that's my favorite thing to do. Well, Volume 4 was just like, I found those beats they were like leftovers from when I was making Street Bangers Volume 1. I had like 100 beats at that time, and then I picked like 20 of them and made it Street Bangers Volume 1. It's just not something I was planning to release as an album or anything. It was just a collection of my beats that I put out on Beatport, and I thought nothing's gonna ever happen with it, you know. I just found these whole like entire folder of like leftovers from Street Bangers Volume 1, and I decided to just select like another 20 of them and release them as, you know, Street Bangers Volume 4. I totally thought I lost that. I found it on a drive that I misplaced for years. I never even knew I had it. I think it's cool, you know, if you find somebody that's like Emilio, who's like from my home country, from Slovenia, which only has 2 million people, and he was inspired by me to start making beats, and he's 14 years old and he's making like street bangers type shit. That's really fucking dope. Why not? You know, when I was his age, I started making beats at 14, the same age that he is right now, and I could only like, you know, pray or hope that somebody would plug me like that. You know, in his particular case, I just felt like I saw myself, you know, in the same situation when I was inspired by people that were making beats before me, you know, and coming from a place like Slovenia where there's not much of a scene to begin with, you know. I feel kind of obligated to help other people out, because I would die if somebody helped me out, you know. No, not really. I started Low Temp primarily just because I wanted to have my own label, for me to release my own music whenever I want to, you know. Like, not having to deal with any middleman, anything, you know, just release my own music and on my own terms and my own label without not having to talk to anybody about it, you know. I just want to get all that bureaucracy out of the way, because it's just fucking annoying, you know. I just want to make music, so. And then obviously to help my friends too, who are making music with me, you know, so they can have a platform to release music and use my fan base to expose their music too, you know. I just played a little bit of keys when I was younger, but nothing, you know, too serious. And I wouldn't call myself an instrumentalist. I'm good at manipulating music, you know, but as far as being an instrumentalist, I'd rather work with people that are actually good at it, you know, and then I sample them as I would sample like a song from the 60s or whatever. You know, it's even more fun to sample somebody that's your friend and is really good at instruments, you know. But as far as my skills, I don't know, I've just been fucking hashing out beats since I was 14, you know. I wouldn't call myself particularly technically a good producer, but I always just go with my feeling, you know, whatever I'm doing, you know. I don't focus as much on the technical side as some people do in the EDM scene, because I feel like it takes away from my, like, the moment in which I'm in when I have this creative impulse. If I don't seize it the right way, if I get lost in the technical side too much, then I forget what it was that actually inspired me to even start making this song, and then I just close the session and go to bed. So, you know, I'm much more, I guess I have a more romantic approach to it than technical. Who knows, you know, like, you can never say for sure. Like, I'm 29 years old, like, when I'm 39, who knows how I'm gonna feel about all this shit, you know. People change, mature, change in interest, you know. I never even want to say that I will be making music for the rest of my life, you know, because I can't say that for sure, you know. But I'm definitely always gonna be doing something creative. I don't know. It's hard to say those things because everybody, like, there's different parts of an audience, you know. Once you amount like a certain type of following, you know, there's always going to be like different people that listen to you for different reasons. And also, like, us as DJs or producers or whatever the fuck you want to call us, you know, like, some of us are like more socially awkward than others, some of us are less self-confident than others, you know, which you can also like see, you know, reflect on stage. And it's hard, you know, everybody's trying to find their own way through this, you know, because if you think about it in a realistic way, like, we're just a bunch of nerds that started bringing our laptops on stage and playing our music that we've been making in our rooms, you know. And now all of a sudden that's cool, like, you know, nerds never used to be cool like that, you know. So that's like a completely new culture that we have to find ourselves in, you know, and figure out, you know, what works for us the best and for our audience or whatever. It's a never-ending, like, you know, progressing process, I guess. I don't know, man. I never considered myself to be any kind of trendsetter or inventor of anything, you know. People always ask me, like, how did you go about inventing all these new cross genres or whatever? I'm like, I never did any of that shit. I just sat down and made some music, you know. And whatever came out, you know. I never sat down with intent, oh, I'm gonna create a new genre today. Like, I just hate, you know, putting shit in compartments like that. I just like to make music that I like, and you know, hopefully other people like it too, you know. The way the technology and the skills of the young generations are evolving at a light speed pace, you know, and it can go anywhere. I just, you know, personally, I'm, you know, always gonna be keeping it musical, you know. For me, like, EDM without the funk, the soul, the blues, the jazz, it just doesn't have any real value, you know. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. As long as I'm interested in making music, I'm always gonna be basing it on those four elementary genres that I feel like are essential. Yeah, I mean, The Age of Reason is like pretty much like the continuation of what I try to do on the Digital Freedom, even, you know, further and more mature musically, because I had all the X-Men guys, you know, at my disposal to sample them because they're like great musicians. So there's a lot of like vocals and like original vocal tracks that I didn't have the chance to do in Digital Freedom because I just didn't stumble upon the people that I wanted to work with, you know, until now. And it's just like, it's 15 tracks of like the most diverse genre bending that I've ever accomplished so far. Well, now that me and Grant are done with our albums, like, we definitely want to like make a Gramatik EP in the near future, you know. So that's definitely going to be happening. There's just no way of telling like when, you know, because both of us are touring all the time and like doing all this shit for, you know, our own careers, and then like whenever we have time, we get together and make a track or two. So I mean, we definitely, the next year, we definitely plan to drop a Gramatik EP. Oh, it's definitely my favorite festival of all of them is Electric Forest. It just has the best vibe, and I always have the best time there. I guess I would do Justice, the Black Keys, D'Angelo, Erykah Badu. That's 4, right? I'll be 5th.